Good morning. You are welcome to Cannes. Today we're here with Vicki Hansen, who is a writer and producer on Big Food, a documentary that highlights the corruptive relationship between the government and the food industry. Vicki, you're very welcome to talk to us this morning. So your documentary focuses on the corruptive relationship between government and the food industry. Why Cannes? Why 2015? Why is it now the right time to highlight this issue?
Just one quick thing. It's not a documentary.
Okay.
Think Erin-Brockovich.
Okay.
There's already lots of wonderful documentaries out there on this subject.
Yeah.
Okay. This is, however, a feature film. Mm-hmm. It's a story with powered by two women, where we look at the solution to our largest trade issue today. And we try to illuminate the issues behind where we are today with genetically modified organisms. Yeah.
You have a background in economics. Do you think that this is foundational to what inspires you to
I think the most important thing for me has been being a mother and wanting to have nutritious food for my children. Mm-hmm. And I'm very happy that I live here in Europe, where my food is labeled, which it isn't in the US. And it's very easy to have good, healthy food here. I think, second of all, I grew up in Iowa.
Yeah.
My family were farmers background. And third of all, my father actually had the patents to unload grain, soya, corn around the world. And so Big Food, if you like, were the customers of my family. And so I've profited from that. And I felt a need to
The ethos of Horyou is Dream, Inspire, Act. Do you think that regardless of someone's circumstances or their constraints, either socio or economic, do you think if someone has a passion or a dream that they can override any constraints they have and ultimately achieve that dream?
Yeah, I do actually. I do, and we see it all the time. People doing great things at all levels.
Yeah.
And like, as an example, here in Cannes, we're with our screenplay, Big Food. And we're looking for funding, and we're looking to attach talent to it. Now, we have 2 budgets for this film. Yeah, that's an example of that. Because no matter what, we'll make this film. We would love to make it with an A-list attached and have a theatrical release. It deserves that. It's a very intelligent film, but it entertains. Yeah.
And do you think that with the spread of the internet and the spread of information, do you think that now is the best time that people can be informed, of everything that's going on in the world? Now is the time that, that we can sit up and listen and address the main issues. Because that's what we want to do as Horyou. We want to be the platform that addresses the issues that shape our world. Do you think that now is the time and it's in our hands?
I must admit, I was really, really pleased to see Horyou here and connect for good. I've been coming to Cannes for 8 years. And I was just like, wow, that has the prominence it should.
Yeah.
This is what makes our time worthwhile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the feedback that we've gotten.
That's wonderful. With regards to my issues particularly, and sustainable agriculture and having nutritious food, I wish we could have addressed this 25 years ago. It concerns me, and I'm afraid, everything shows that we're going to have a less healthy generation in America now. And so, no, this needed to be addressed before. Also in my background, I teach the biology students at the University of Luxembourg. We talk a lot about controversy. GMOs are said to be very controversial. But honestly, if we listen to our experts, it isn't as controversial as it needs to be. Yeah.
And the media is often, criticized for putting forward, the ease of bad eating and bad choices. Do you think it can be turned around, and the media and advertising and technology can actually, turn around and make people make good healthy choices? That it's really a matter of choice and education. Do you think that education is the foundation to making these good choices?
Education definitely plays a part. You also need availability.
Of course.
And like I said, we need not just We need affordable food, absolutely, but it needs to be nutritious.
Yeah. Do you understand as well, though, that people mightn't have the tools, like the processors or the blenders, to make raw foods into these masterpieces? So it's it's easier for people.
Yeah, and we try to show that in our film. So like with one of our characters, when she's talking to, say, her boyfriend, he might be using the Jazz Max to throw in some celery, throw in some cucumber, and we see it right there. Or she might blend up some chocolate goo with coconut and cocoa powder and this type of thing. Yeah.
And finally, Vicki Hansen, what was Vicki Hansen put on this earth to do? What is your ultimate dream?
Well, I hope that my ultimate dream. Wow, I didn't hear that question before.
That's Horyou.
Right now, today, I would like to see this film attached, some talent attached to it, some funding, and the film made, and to really illuminate issues to bring people closer together. And that we have a respect for our science. We don't let corporates, if you like, lobbyists and their pursuit of profit get in the way of the things that really matter actually to health and happiness for everyone. So, I mean, with regards to my own personal, I just hope I live each day in an ethical way and hopefully always bring, something positive and not negative.
What has been your feedback so far to the people in Cannes? Do they embrace what you're doing?
First of all, everyone said, "Oh, you've got to go up to Horyou."
Great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And I came to Cannes really looking for a champion for the film, and I've had some folks that have made a lot of movies in the past, who have given me some insight onto what I should do.
That is exactly the focus of Horyou. We want to be a platform for the global issues, like food, like education, like climate justice, women empowerment, the issues that will make a difference to our generation and the next generation after that. That's our platform.
And also for films, our time is precious. And there's nothing better than seeing a beautiful film that's inspiring with great music, great impact, where you learn something and walk out and you feel like you're connected with the rest of the world and everything's a little brighter. So that's the kind of film I'd like to make, and I'd like to see more of them.
Of course. And that's foundational to Horyou as well. We want to be the default channel where people come, to be informed and to realize the global issues. Is that one of your dreams? You want to give it visibility and make the entire world aware?
There's been people in the Midwest. In our film, we touch on not just Iowan farmers, but also in India and Indian farmers, and the suicides. We've had in the past 10 years more than 250,000 suicides
Explain
in
a bit
India.
more about that, because I wasn't aware of this issue at all.
Well, it's a complicated thing for sure, and when there's lots of reasons for it, but basically it's using inappropriate seeds that they have to buy that are very expensive, and they go into debt and to have high interest rates to pay. So there's lots of different elements to the problem. But when folks in the Midwest have read, we won in the Midwest at Wild Rose Festival, which is one of the oldest and longest running film festivals. We won Best Unproduced Screenplay last winter, okay? So, and when a lot of people read this, they just were unaware. Our news media is not making this known in the US, that, these same seed companies, that are so all-pervasive, also are attached, if you like, that people are actually drinking the pesticide and killing themselves with that, committing suicide. We also, we're down to about 2% family farmers in America.
Incredible.
Yeah, if we don't change that, if we don't decide we want more local food, grown more closely, then we'll lose it with this generation. We'll lose that knowledge with this generation.
And with regard to the next generation, say with regard to education, what do you think would be the most important subjects to put into the curriculum for the next generation? Would it be environmental governance? Would it be political science to understand the mechanics of these of governments, or would it be, you know, geography to understand how it varies through?
I think all of those things you mentioned are very important, but also this, you know, don't get me wrong here. I think biology and bioscience, this is fantastic. What we can do with health and for the future is very exciting. But what we really need is regulations,
Of course.
and what we need is proper, peer-reviewed, independent testing of these things, and not on 200 mice for 90 days.
Yeah.
No, we need it on 3-5 years, on 6,000 mice, something like this. And that is going to be done. That is, there's a study like that that is going to be coming out of Switzerland,
Yeah.
involving Italy, California, and Russia, actually, where they're going to take that number of mice and look at it for that period of time on things that have already been authorized to say, are they healthy for the body with the amount of pesticides that are used?
Well, Vicki, as I said, you know, we are the channel to broadcast exactly what you and what many people like you are doing to the world. So thank you very much for meeting us today, and let's do it.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.